everything old is new again. America's entertainment pop culture talk show.
It may well possess a rudimentary intelligence.
I'm trying to think, but nothing happens.
Felt a great disturbance in the force.
Hello, I'm Mr. Red.
Come on, bark like a dog for me.
Where's the goodies?
Leave the gun. Take the cannoli.
I bet you wouldn't have done anything like this if Mom and Dad were here.
You filthy criminal.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Here are your hosts, Douglas Viviani and David Cohen.
This is Douglas Viviani along with
David Cohen.
And we're pulling ourselves away from the holiday party here at Everything Old is New Again.
Yeah, having a great time. And we wanted to just give a shout out to our listeners this holiday season.
And thank you for listening and looking forward to New Year's. So happy holidays. And along with all of our characters, Bradford Wells is here, barbecue and fondue guys, Holmes and Watson, Pumpkinhead, Captain Balzac, Bernie Brillstein, the whole gang is here.
And we all just wanted to say Happy New Year!
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 There we go. Everything old is new again. Here, the upcoming pending New Year is upon us. That's our promo that we sent out to all of our affiliates to play. Maybe you hear that, maybe you don't, I don't know. But it's that time again. The holidays are here. And this is Douglas Viviani with the best radio co-host. Or what would you say? The best co-host in radio is a better way to say it. David Cohen.
Yeah, I like that better.
There we go.
Thank you. That was very nice of you. Great to be here. Another year under the belt.
Imagine. We're on show 293 total.
Wow.
And boy, it's been a fun year. We've had a fun year. It's time. We always do this every year. We look back at the year, like Letterman and Carson before him used to do. Remember those shows?
So we're following right in that chain of command.
There's no one else that's doing it now.
The
so
line
we
of
are
succession.
going to
Carson, Letterman, Viviani, Cohen.
Exactly. Fallon's not doing it. Kimmel's not doing it. None of those characters are doing it.
They're terrible.
Because they don't have best of. See, we have stuff to promote that's the best of.
Right. What do they have?
They have just a regular show.
What do they have that we don't have? I could tell you what we have that they don't have.
What's that?
Let me see. We have better humor. We have more characters. We have better topics. We have better guests. And I even say we have better guests.
And our guests are more engaged than theirs are, I'll tell you that. They're not telling that story for the 14th time about how they always wanted to be on The Tonight Show when they were a kid or whatever, you know?
Oh, my God.
Anyway, so we also have an introduction that we usually do, and I give a sort of an adjective to describe David Cohen that probably you caught on to as a listener. It does have something to do with the show itself that we're doing that week.
Oh, when you introduce me at the beginning of every show, yes.
And so let's listen to a few of those through the year that that I used. Let's see if they work. I am here with David Cohen, the resident critic himself, the crooner himself. That's crooner. We're here with the resident alien himself, Frankfurter himself, the live action. We're here with the celebratory animes, the sports entertainment of the year, the rather dusk young wondrous. And I'm sitting here with the resident humorist. Wait.
Humorist?
You
wrote humorist.
Yes, I forgot the T. The resident humorist himself.
You forgot more than the T. You completely misspelled it. Hi.
Well, let's call it this way. The gentleman that's quite a prize himself, David Cohen, the resident hoodlum himself. I'm here with the gangster himself, the gangster of the radio, with our very own holographic image, with the Knickerbocker, our very own Knickerbocker. David is our prognosticator extraordinaire, the Star Trek aficionado, the MLB Rulenick himself, with the young at heart gigantor, the gamester himself, our own Fonzie, our very own Mr. Wonderful. So I am here with Rex Freedom, with our very own Sergeant Pepper himself, our very own unexplained mystery man, the ever hungry, here the Philadelphia cheesesteakman, the ever inventive David Cohen. There we go.
The Philadelphia cheesesteakman. A cheesesteakman.
Yes. Sometimes you have to stretch a little bit to get in there.
You know, I have to say, sometimes it seems like you put a lot of thought into the name before the show. Other times, it seems like you're just making it up. You forgot to think of something. You say it on the air. But I give you credit because in the show 293?
Yes.
There has never been a show where you haven't come up with an intro.
That's true.
I admire that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's our top 10 list, if you will, for Letterman. Remember, he used to do that all the time.
Oh, right.
But we're a little more inventive than that. And yeah, I like doing that. I think it's a fun look back. And we could do a contest one day and just we should do this send me on the website. Just say, I'll play that or a portion of that, 'cause that's a lot. I'll play like maybe let's 15 of them and they'll be in a row. The audience would have to say what show each name applies to, and then they win a Everything Old is New Again t-shirt.
That's a good idea. Or we could do a promo of upcoming shows and have the audience come up with their own shtick for the show.
Their own name.
The fill in the blank.
Okay,
David
we're having
Cohen.
so-and-so as a guest, or we're having this topic.
Yeah, the show's about
the name.
the show's about Halloween.
Right.
What do you think should be the intro for David this week?
We could do that. And if you want that to happen, you're going to have to tell us. Otherwise, we're not going to do it. So you got to write us on oldnewagain@AOL.com. It's oldnewagain@AOL.com.
Anyway, we'll even take if one person says they want to do it, we'll do it.
Correct. But you've got to participate. You got to tell us what you want. I can't guess, right? So let us communicate with us. Now, along those lines with communication, we are on a lot of social media and trying to get expand a little bit more. But right now, we're on Twitter. So if you want to find us, go to let me be clear about this.
Yes.
Because I'm not a Twitter-et. I'm not really that great with Twitter. It's at and the initials everything, which is E, so EONA show. Everything old, not the is, but everything old, new again, show. So it's at EONA show. And if you do that, you will find our Twitter page. We got a lot of stuff on there.
Yeah.
Pictures
You tweet
and
a
quizzes
lot.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's Instagram, but that's the odd one. It's just under my name. I don't know I'll have to figure that out. Something's wrong there, but that's under my name, Douglas Viviani.
That's news to me. I didn't even know we had an Instagram.
We've got an Instagram.
Okay.
Yep. And then there's YouTube, of course. So you go to YouTube, like, subscribe, share, spread the word on that. That's our YouTube channel is starting from scratch again. We had all kind of something like 55,000 likes and participation, whatever. And it was, if you remember, it was absconded. Somebody stole our page. Mm-hmm. So, it's back to square one.
Back, right?
It's back. So just go to YouTube and look at Everything Old is New Again radio show. Don't just put radio, because there's another show, by the way, by the name of Everything Old is New Again.
Really?
Yeah, in New York City. And they only have it's broadcast to one station, and I don't know, they do music. I don't know how they got our name, but bottom line is we're Everything Old is New Again radio show, and you'll see all of our old shows there. Or you go to the website, everythingoldisnewagain.biz. That's .biz. You've heard that, right? And in there, we've got all the shows, all the interviews I've done, the interviews David's done, and, of course, our shows. You can go in there and look at that. And that's a lot of fun. And then, of course, Facebook. I'm on Facebook, and we post the shows every week on Facebook, old shows.
We gotta make this into a podcast.
Yeah,
is that one of the to-dos in 2020?
We are going to 2020. We're going to be on iHeart and Radio.com.
Woo!
So there are some things I need to do that are in the works to do that. So some prerequisites. So I've got all that in place. Yes, I would say by the new year. We are in the new year. Let's say within this year that will be done. In the meantime, go to Facebook. Just Everything Old is New Again. You don't have to say radio, or you just say Everything Old is New Again, and the Facebook page comes up, and you can scroll back at all the stuff we do there, and there's a lot of old shows there as well. Speaking of old shows, let's listen to a little bit of the Battle Royale discussion we had. You'll never hear this on the radio anywhere. A discussion of Godzilla versus whom, and who would beat who.
What if Gigantor grabbed Godzilla from the back?
From behind. It would have to be a sort of a surprise attack.
A sleeper hold.
Right.
That would be the move. You'd have to have
Gigantor
do the sleeper hold. Otherwise, I think you're right. I think Gigantor goes down.
Sleeper hold.
How about the Blob up against these guys?
Interesting. Attack him from below.
I think he'd be one of these. You ever see the Battle Royale where there's a couple of these wrestlers that just kind of hang out?
Right.
And they watch the other ones do.
Yeah.
They wait and I think the Blob could just wait until Godzilla steps on him. So
How
to speak.
big was the Blob? Is it big
Very
enough?
small in the beginning, and then as it eats, it gets bigger and bigger. So it would just get on to Godzilla and then just use its acids or whatever it is to break down and eat the entire monster.
Right.
But would Godzilla's skin be too hard for the Blob to break down?
Where do you hear that discussion on the radio? There's no more fun than having that kind of a discussion on 40 affiliates across 23 states and seeing what happens from that.
Did you ever follow up on that into Godzilla's skin to see if the blob could actually absorb?
I'm having Dr. John Viviani do some experiments on that. One of our Rogues Gallery.
I just want to make sure we were following up on that very important point.
And just before we take a break here, we had a show about Ancient Inventions, show 287. That last show was 271 if you're looking up about Godzilla. Ancient Inventions and my take on an ancient invention. When I go to picnics, when I go outside barbecuing and eating outside, I'm always bringing all these condiments with me. It makes me crazy. The ketchup, the mustard, the mayo, it's nuts. Why not put them all into a bigger pan, of course. It's that pan, but a much bigger pan, so to speak, that had the compartments in it, and each compartment has the condiments.
I love it.
So you've got the... so now...
That's great.
Instead of having
push down the yellow for the mustard.
Push down the yellow for the mustard. And you can have an optional on top with you can have a little screw top on the top, optional pickle dispenser. How about that? That's my own invention. You know what? We're out of time. I can't believe it. We'll have to pick this discussion up right after this break. We'll be back right after this. And everything else do again. Best of 2019.
You're listening to Everything Old is New Again, America's entertainment pop culture talk show with Douglas Viviani and David Cohen.
I don't know if he's in a mood to talk, though. Leo, you want to say hello?
Hi.
Very good. Excellent. Now, today, we're going to explore a day in the life with and without the Beatles, proving you have a day trip down this long and winding road to find out what is the revolution all about and to try to help find out, is there something more to this topic, or should we just let it be? See what I did there, David?
Yeah, you used something twice up front and then again. You had hundreds of Beatles songs to choose from, and you had to repeat it.
You didn't like the rest of it, though? The rest of it was okay.
Yeah, it was okay.
Leo, did you like that introduction?
Medium.
Medium. All right.
Medium.
All right. Well, I want to know, Leo, a little bit, if you can answer. What's your favorite song these days?
I don't know.
You don't know? How about, Obladi, Obladi? You like that one?
No.
Why do you mean no?
No.
Okay. All right. He's in a good mood. So we'll continue our show with or without Leo. But David Cohen, the preposition of this movie is interesting.
He thinks you're a fool on the hill. I think that's the problem.
Well, either that or I'm just really a nowhere man to him. It's just, that's what it is.
Exactly.
Yes, Leo? He'd rather be with Eleanor Rigby at this point.
Yes.
There's no doubt. Leo, am I wrong?
I don't know who that is.
Oh, could you just do me a favor, Leo? Help us.
No.
He needs somebody. Help. And not just anybody.
I mean, I need help here, there, and everywhere, Leo. Do you know what I'm saying to you?
He doesn't want to just do this helter-skelter.
No. Not my birthday, though. It was my birthday last week. Did you remember hearing the birthday song? Yeah, he's not very into it, so let's move on.
Yeah, we could do this for the rest of the show, but I don't think anybody would want to listen to it.
There we go. So that's our show. We did a little bit back here on Everything Old is New Again, doing the best of. That was show 275, where we talked about yesterday and the Beatles and tried to do a little something different.
The movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And that was sort of off the top of our head. That wasn't so bad with all the titles and all that.
Yeah. On a second listen, I decided I will not have a third listen. But no, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Leo he's usually in a pretty good mood. That day he was a bit down.
A little cranky, poor guy. I mean, he loves the Beatles. I thought he would be all hopped up, and he was down and out. He got better later on, later part of the show. But,
he did.
So anyway, we're here on Everything Old is New Again, trying to show you that our show is certainly different. There's nothing like our show. You tell me, David Cohen, have you heard anything on terrestrial radio like our show?
No, nothing at all. And I listen to a lot of radio, and there is nothing. That's why I'm here, man. That's why
I appreciate that, because it is. We're not putting it down, but we're not talking politics. We're not talking medicine. We're not talking sports, and we're not just doing like a news show.
Right.
What else is there? I mean, on the radio at this point.
It's not a sports call-in show, which, after 15 minutes or so, I just can't take that anymore.
Right. I
mean, there's a place for all of that stuff we were talking
Absolutely.
about. But what makes us different is that we avoid all of that. Like, if you want to hear a sports talk show, there's plenty of options. You want to hear news, politics, there's plenty out there. But if you want to hear about pop culture and two guys being silly and talking about things that mattered way back when and are now mattering smattering again today, and the relationship between those two. This is the place to be.
Right.
It's the place to be if you just want to have fun and you want to forget about things, take your mind off whatever you're worrying about.
And
Come
like,
here.
And like some nostalgic shows or nostalgia shows, which I recoil at because we're more like a contemporary nostalgia, because we'll look at the past, but we're also looking at the future and the present of the particular topic of the day, and we're doing something different, whether it be with quizzes or characters or celebrity interviews, but sometimes you see the nostalgia shows, and again, I'm not judging, but they're just listing, hey, remember this? And they just, you just...
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, list all these movies, let's say, that had music in it in the 80s. Okay.
Yeah, but it's
we do more than that.
It's a trip, right. They're a trip down memory lane, and that's a trip down memory lane is part of what we do. It's certainly not the entire thing.
Right. And we try to bring contemporary and have fun with it and add to it, add to the discussion. And like we're talking, we do a little bit on UFOs with my brother, Dr. John Viviani, our resident ufologist. And we had a little discussion here in show 247, if you're looking for it, about UFOs. You have a lot of fun with that, tongue in cheek.
Yes.
And from the Rogues Gallery, ufologist extraordinaire and or our resident UFO enthusiast, exclusive to Everything Old is New Again, is Dr. John Viviani. This is his 12th appearance on the show.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, welcome, John.
There's an Area 51 and Flying Saucers 1918 documentary that's out on YouTube that you can check out.
Wait, what?
1918.
What are you saying?
I'm sorry, 2018. We'll clip that out. 2018
No,
documentary.
don't clip it out, because I think people need to know that,
No, I'm going to clip it out and say it again. 2018 documentary that is out.
This story is extraordinary, especially if it's true. And it all started in the desert. We always look to the skies for answers instead of looking into ourselves.
First question, Dr. Viviani, is there a way you can determine what is wrong with that narrator, the way he's speaking?
Yes, it sounds like he has loose dentures.
I mean, could they get somebody that's a little bit better than that?
Hey, no, it doesn't sound
so we have an expert opinion on two things, UFOs, but first, that narrator and the way he's talking.
He drives me crazy, too.
What does that mean, loose dentures? He does not use
They don't fit well. Whatever it is in his mouth, his dentures either don't fit well or he's got crowns that are too big, so he talks like this.
What is a crown? What do you mean, the back teeth?
No, a crown is a cap that covers your tooth over if you have
I don't know any
broken
of that
tooth.
No, be happy you don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
So in other words, his teeth are basically coming out of his face as he speaks. Am I wrong?
Correct.
Or he's afraid of them coming. He's like wearing loose shoes.
That's what it sounds like. Yes, loose shoes. That's right.
Yeah. He's wearing loose shoes.
He's flopping around.
He's running a marathon, running loose shoes,
That's correct.
being taped to present himself to America on this Bob Lazar documentary, Area 51 and Flying Saucers.
I would offer my services, but I'm too busy researching UFOs. I have
well,
no
you're
time to make
exclusive
pictures
to Everything Old is New Again, too. But we could call that guy to get him. Why don't we call that guy and get him as a patient?
That's what I mean. But I'm too busy with my Bob Lazar in theories.
Discussions.
Who was that guy speaking? I thought that was Bob Lazar.
No, that was the documentarian.
The introduction.
Wow. Actually, he was just a narrator. He's not even the guy that created the documentary.
No. So he gets paid to talk.
Yes,
that's his point. That's why Douglas is all PO'd.
So weird.
Are you kidding? I mean, that was ridiculous. I could do better than that. Certainly, you are a professional. You could do better than that. Why don't they give us a call? No one knows. All right, let's go beyond that. A little upset, but a little bit of a rant.
I challenge you, as a listener, to find another show that so seamlessly combines UFOs and dentistry in an entertaining way. Come on.
That's actually a good point. You're right. That's the issue. That's up front. We should sell this show based on that.
Two topics that seemingly have nothing in common actually do,
and they worked. And it was. I hope you got a chuckle out of that. I don't know. We don't plan that stuff. It just happens.
We don't.
That's
a newsflash.
Can you imagine if we did plan it? What would it sound like? But it's a lot of fun, and we're doing something different. And if you like what you're hearing, whether it's on YouTube and you don't have a station by us that is carrying our show, or there is a station and you are listening on the station website, or of course over in your car or something of that nature, or at home, it would be a good idea, and it would help us keep us going, is contact either the station that doesn't have us, that's a talk station in your town, or the station that you're listening upon. And every one of them have a website. Every one of them have an email address and or a phone number. Please mention us to them that you like the show, you'd like for them to carry us, and or you like the show, thank you for carrying us. It really would help, believe it or not.
Makes
your
a big
voice,
difference.
Yeah, your voice does matter. I'm not even kidding. It's for sure. And if you do so and let us know, then maybe we could follow up on that too with the station, and especially if it's a new station, we could follow up and see what happens. So anyway, that's our 2 cents there. How about Terry Winter's 2 cents on? We try to promote every once in a while our show to these producers. He's a producer of Boardwalk Empire, and he was a writer producer, Emmy Award winner for Sopranos and so forth. So we tried to promote a little bit our show and see if we could get a little promotion through him. Speaking about pop culture, if for some reason in any of these projects or in the future you need to have Everything Old is New Again playing in the background, you have our consent to do so.
Absolutely. I'll keep that in mind.
Or if you need an after show, Doug and I would be happy
there you go, right.
to get the fans' interest up. Yeah.
Cool. Love it.
Typical Hollywood response. Cool, man. Love it.
Well,
period.
But what got me was the laughter at the thought of us playing in the background. His initial reaction was just complete amusement.
Remember we sent a T-shirt. No, it's what do you call these shirts? Like a golf shirt. Right. Everything Old is New Again to Peter Weller.
With the logo.
Hit the logo. I said, Peter, if you do me a favor, if you ever have a scene where you're showing a closet, put our shirt in the closet, would you please? I haven't seen it happen yet. We're doing what we can.
We have to remind him because he's crazy enough to do it. He'll wear it on a show.
I should send him another one just for kicks.
You should,
and see what happens. So we're here. Everything Old is New Again, talking all things pop culture. Email or phone your local station to promote us. Help us along the way. Let's get bigger and bigger and bigger so we're everywhere, so everyone you know can enjoy the best in pop culture here on Everything Old is New Again. We'll be back talking about the best of our show 2019 right after this.
Are you getting bummed as summer starts to fade, and with it those outdoor barbecues with hot dogs and mustard? Don't sweat it. Bauer's is a mustard for all seasons with a horseradish kick, so you can enjoy the taste of summer all year long.
Spice up a leg of lamb, slather it on a steak, bake in a brie, and of course put it on your favorite hot dog. In true Everything Old is New Again style, we have found a mustard that has been around since 1888 and tastes as new as when the first jar was produced by August Bauer.
That's true. This creamy, addictive condiment has been delighting generations for 130 years. The best-kept secret in mustard is now out of the jar. Bauer's Mustard. All natural, all authentic, always delicious.
Buy a jar online at abauersmustard.com. That's ABAUERS mustard.com. Buy a jar online at abauersmustard.com. That's ABAUERS mustard.com. Or from your local specialty stores listed on their website.
You're listening to Everything Old is New Again, America's entertainment pop culture talk show with Douglas Viviani and David Cohen.
You see, officer?
I know. You're going to a fire.
Oh, no, we're going to a hospital. You see, the kid is sick.
I'm not sick.
Oh, yes, you are, sweetness.
I feel fine.
You see, he's delirious. Oh, yeah? Well, what's wrong with him?
He has gall trouble. This kid has more gall than any kid I ever saw.
There we go. We're back and Everything Old is New Again. This is Douglas Viviani with David Cohen, our resident humorist himself. No one on the planet, I bet you, that has heard that has any idea who any of those people were, but maybe Spanky. You heard a reference to Spanky, and that's the Little Rascals. But that's,
I think if you're a person of a certain age, like you and me, you probably would get it. But beyond
Spanky,
that,
well, that's Spanky.
Yeah.
What about the other two? The Spanky was just an ancillary guest.
Oh, I just assumed that was Little Rascals.
Yeah, no, that was a group called, or a comedy team called Wheeler and Woosley from the 1927 to 1937 era. Made a number of movies, were huge in their day in that time frame. I don't know that I'm going to say that they're great, but I think what's cool about it is...
Or worth your time?
There's about 20 movies.
Like short films?
No, real movies.
Full length?
They were the ones that were in the theater against Laurel and Hardy, against
WC feels, you know.
So you want us to watch the B team?
Yes, isn't it? I think it's cool. Check out the ones that kind of made it, but they went up against the giants of the business and didn't make it. My research is very popular at the time.
So why aren't they making a movie about these guys? Because that would be an interesting movie.
These are the next two characters I think we should do.
Welcome back to Everything Old is New Again.
First of all, it's not Woosley, it's Woolsey.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Wow.
How do you pronounce it?
It's not just pronounced, you spelled it wrong.
Go ahead.
You were spelling it Woosley, Woosley. It's actually Woolsey, so it's Wool.
See that?
Woolsey.
Well, that's better.
I'm looking at a picture of them. You should put this on the YouTube page or our homepage because it's funny. They look like
George Burns, right?
It looks like I'm looking at a parallel Earth universe. Where these guys were like the most famous comedy duo of all time. They have a look. They look like they should have been famous.
Yes.
You have to see the image to know what I'm talking about. Except they weren't famous on this planet. It's so bizarre.
They have this huge level of confidence in this picture.
Right.
This bon vivants. They're
like
men about town.
Like Abbott and Costello or who are the others? Laurel and Hardy.
Thank you for the support.
Yes.
It's so wonderful.
Were they British? You don't know nothing.
No, I know them. They were American. I know
them.
everything about them. I love them.
Okay. So the purpose of this, is what?
I wanted to let everyone know that there's more to life than winning. Some of the battle, some of the fun is the battle. These guys battled. There were conversations they had in the writer's room. Laurel and Hardy just released XYZ movie. It made all kinds of money. They did the thing where they danced up and down the stairs, and it was humorous and fun. Everyone loved it. We've got to come out with something better than that. Woolsey, what do you think? What do you got for us? Well, I got the guy from the Little Rascals we can have in a car. Here's a routine. We'll have a cop pull us over, and we'll talk about the kid and how we'll rank on the kid. Like, that's what they just did. They thought that would beat
that was like
the comedy routine of Abbott and Costello or of
they were legends in their own mind.
Yes.
In other words,
yes.
They weren't really that funny. They thought they were, and that was their answer to like who's on first.
Although I have to give a caveat, a lot of people watched them and enjoyed them. They did 20 movies.
Wow.
They were making money. They weren't doing nothing. They had hit it. It's just they didn't hit it entirely, and they had these giants of the business ahead of them. So in a parallel universe, what if in their day there was no Marx Brothers and there was no Laurel and Hardy? Maybe they would have been, by default, the comedy team of the 30s.
But is it possible they were just followers? They were sort of like copycats? Like, without those guys you mentioned, would they have even existed?
I don't know. It's a good question. Again, that's why I think our show is completely different than any other show.
There could be a story in there, maybe, for a movie.
It's a great story. I want to research them more. I also think, because we do characters every so often, that these two would be prime for characters on our show.
Oh, I see. So the reason you brought it up was that you and I can impersonate them?
Yes. Like bad jokes, but we really think they're great.
Well, we didn't
like, instead of who's
them.
on first, we do who's on second, and it doesn't work. But we think it's the greatest comedy routine there is.
So we would create other characters, not necessarily them specifically.
No, we could be them.
So we would be the comedic B team.
Correct.
Got it. I think you might be onto something. As Seinfeld said, I think you may have something there.
And just we really think we're great. We think we're great, but we're not. And we do the routine, and we do those bad jokes, and think they're funny, and the audience is, they're mediocre. They're not bad.
Yeah, no, I like the idea. Let's do it. I'm into that.
We're here on Everything Old is New Again. We do also hit conventions every so often. Last year we went to the Eternal Convention, and we had
which is still going on, by the way. Get it? Eternal.
And
is that part of the comedy routine?
That is. There you go.
There's a joke.
Okay, Woosley. We have to find out their shtick, like study them a little bit, and come up with what they must have a Hey Abbott kind of a line. Like Bradford does. What does he say?
Good.
Yeah, we got to come up with a line. All right, so we had Loretta DeBono Selmeyer and my brother, Dr. Viviani, visit and try their hand to converse with us and me at the Eternal Convention. Let's listen to a little bit about that. Now, let me ask you a question. Why did that come to mind so clearly?
Because my first celebrity crush was Paul Michael Glaser, and I used to watch Starsky and Hutch, but I would watch Barrett first.
How did I know that? Now, Paul Michael Glaser was not the blonde. He was the other one.
Right. David Soul was the blonde.
Right. And David Soul had a song. What was his song?
Don't give up on us, baby. I saw him at Radio City.
Oh, God.
What?
Because
Doing what? Walking or is he performing?
Singing, and I only went because I thought Paul would be there.
What, like a show of solidarity or something?
I was 13.
Loretta the phone.
We have to get her back on.
We went to
She's
high
so
school
funny.
with her.
She's so funny.
We got to invite her in one day. It's true.
We really should.
We had a good time with her at the convention. You can hear that show, 268. And it's funny she mentions Paul Michael Glaser because just for kicks, we have him coming up as a guest on Everything Old is New Again in 2020. Now, should I play that clip for Paul Michael Glaser?
You'd be silly not to.
I mean, seriously, would he get insulted?
Why would he be insulted?
There's nothing insulting in there, was there?
I think it's flattering.
All right, I'm going to play that for him to see what happens.
Yeah.
Off the record, he's a very serious gentleman.
He'd get a kick out of that. Are you kidding me?
I hope so. I'll play it in the fourth section of the show when I interview him, so that
this way he can't hang up on you.
If he hangs up, I don't care. It's only a couple minutes left.
Good strategy.
All right. How about just for kicks? We did a little something else at that convention, and I really have a thing for this Michael Strahan. I don't get why he's on television all so often, and it bothers me that other people that are struggling, and looking for a career in entertainment and or communications, and he's got like every one of the jobs. And he adds nothing to the pie. I'm sorry, but here's my take on that. At the Eternal Convention, he's on like all day long. This guy,
right.
Between the $100,000 Pyramid, that morning show, then he's got a show after the morning show. Then he's a guest on some other show.
Maybe you could parlay Everything is New Again into the $100,000 Pyramid.
That's where I'm going to. That's the exact point.
Well,
that's why he's the extraordinary. He's now the Everything Old is New Again fan extraordinaire. There we go. That's my brother. He's now the favorite. Another title. What did we say? He's the ufologist extraordinaire?
UFologist extraordinaire. I think that's the only title we have for him right now.
Well, now he's going to be the fan extraordinaire. We'll come up with other ones. But we have some fun. If you want to go to a convention and use a press pass, let's say, and you're in, make it up. Let's say there's one in Detroit. I know there's a convention in Detroit every year, or California, whatever. And you want to go. Contact us. oldnewagain@AOL.com, oldnewagain@AOL.com, and I'll reach out. If you agree to take your telephone, where there's a recording device on your phone, and record, I certainly will try to get you a press pass to go to that convention as a listener, an associate of Everything Old is New Again. And then what I'd say is, it's possible sometimes I could get you an interview with a celebrity. You go in and do an interview, and then send that to us. The unedited tape, we'll edit it, and we'll have you on the show as a listener, as our correspondent.
We won't edit you out.
No.
So I don't want to scare anybody there. We'll just edit it for time.
Well, how great would that be that I would just use, the listener would ask the question, do you like the color blue? I would take that out and put my voice in saying, do you like the color blue? As if I was there. That would be cruel. I would not do that.
Because 9 times out of 10, the listener will probably sound better than you anyway.
Exactly.
So, we'll leave it in.
So there's a little something. So try it. Give it a shot. I think it'll be a lot of fun. One last thing. David Cohen talking about kickball and show 266. What's that about?
Guess what I've been seeing? Adult kickball leagues. It's the craziest thing. I swear. They're out. You sign up and you get put on a team, and there's leagues and there's umpires, and it's co-ed, and it looks like a lot of fun. I'd play it.
David Cohen talking about New York City and thinking you're trying to be on the cutting edge. You might be with this adult kickball. How's it been going? Have you been noticing this?
I have. It's still going. It's like a co-ed thing. It looks fun, actually. Although the people playing don't look like... I shouldn't say it looks fun. It sounds fun. When you're watching adults play kickball, it does not look fun.
Well, how embarrassing is it if you're bad at kickball? I mean, there's a huge ball and you just got to kick it. I mean,
everyone just seemed very serious out there. I mean, you're playing kickball, people. It's not serious. But they're like very into it,
Cutting edge. We'll be back right here, right now, on Everything Old is New Again, right after this, and continue on the best of 2019. Everything Old. Yeah.
This is Everything Old is New Again, America's entertainment pop culture talk show. with Douglas Viviani and David Cohen.
Hi, this is David Cohen from Everything Old is New Again. We're here at our annual Christmas party, having the time of our lives.
Dave, come on in already. Let's go. The cake's being cut. Let's go.
And that's Douglas Viviani cajoling me to join the festivities.
What are you doing?
I'm saying hi to our listeners, Doug.
Santa's here. Let's go. He's giving out the candy cane.
I'm wishing a happy holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate.
Year. Happy New Year. Hey-oh.
From Everything Old is New Again.
There we go. This is another one of our promos we send out to the radio stations. Hopefully you've heard that.
Those are collectible items now, I think. Very rare recordings.
We'll be back here, by the way, and Everything Old is New Again. Best of 2019, enjoying the holiday season. David Cohen, do you like that promo or the one with the characters better?
I like the one with the characters better. It was a little more polished. I bet we did the one with the characters after that first one.
Correct.
Right? Yeah.
We actually should, I don't know, I guess you would think
we could do it again.
We got to think about doing one for this year.
I think we could do that same thing. I think it would sound better.
Which, the one with the
party? The one we just heard, yeah.
Oh, I like that one. Yeah. I would come up with a new idea. I would definitely am game for another one.
Okay.
Put it that way. Sure. So, as we struggle along here to try to show you that Everything Old is New Again is a different type of radio show, a show that you don't hear anywhere else, that if you like, please support us and contact your radio station. Let everyone know that you know. Personally, at the water cooler, anywhere, talk about our show. Tell them about the website, everythingoldisnewagain.biz. That's everythingoldisnewagain.biz. Turn them on to the show. Have everyone you know contact the radio stations that are not carrying us and ask them to carry us. Compliment the station that is carrying us. Listen to that station and other shows on that station. So we're just trying to promote all things Everything Old is New Again here in the new year, because we could use some help every so often. As could me and my son here and there sometimes in the editing booth. Let's just listen to a little of this at the hot dog show. We did a hot dog-orama where we tested hot dogs. Show 248. You could find that on everythingoldisnewagain.biz. A little piece of that. The mustard itself, when you put it on top, turn the hot dog into the bun so the mustard is on the bun side.
Otherwise, you bite into it, your first bite is full of mustard.
Exactly. Someone take a bite so I can continue to... Oh, okay. He's okay. Oh, okay. All right. What? Hold on. Leo, go take your hot dog. Mommy's going to take you to the party.
Oh, bye.
See you later, Leo. Bye. You going to the party, Mama? Oh, okay. See you later. He can stay if... No, he's going. Oh, it's his party. Okay, good. Okay. We're fine.
So now we're down to just 3.
Right, okay.
Leo
Viviani has been taken from our possession by her mom. He has my wife, he has a party to go to, so we'll...
Oh, wow.
Sorry about that, Leo. David Cohen?
Wow. Did that make it onto the air?
That was funny.
Wow.
I forgot to cut that part out.
That was a low point. If I was listening to that, I would be like, I will never listen to this show again.
What happened?
I was there, and I still don't know what happened.
Leo was ready to taste. It was so sad, too, because he was all excited to do the taste testing with the 3 of us, with my brother there as well.
Right.
And basically, we had a hot dog, and we were ready to go, and he literally was just about to bite into it. And my wife comes down. We have a party. Leo's got a party. He's got to go. You heard my wife in the background. That was her first appearance in the show. 290 shows. And they whisked him away, the poor kid.
Yeah.
And he never got to taste any of those hot dogs.
So, but it was interesting when the thing that I wanted us to follow up on was the turning of the hot dog with the mustard.
Yes.
Remind me, or the listeners, what that was about.
My brother and I have this thing. When you have a hot dog, first of all, the bun has to be cut on top, not the side, if that makes sense. You'll see them. Okay. Top cut buns.
Okay.
So that you place the hot dogs, then gravity's working in your favor, if you will. You're placing the hot dog on the slice, open the bun a little bit, and the hot dog rests in there beautifully. You put your mustard on top.
Of the hot dog.
Right. But you don't want that mustard exposed.
Right.
So you then turn the hot dog into the bun so that the mustard that you just poured now goes into the bun.
But doesn't the mustard slide off the hot dog as you're turning the hot dog and go up onto the bun?
Not if you're using Bauer's mustard. Not if you're using that...
Nice plug.
Thank you. Not if you're using that nice thick mustard, man. It's terrific.
How does it? You mean it just clings to the hot dog?
Yes,
it won't
absolutely. No, and then you turn it into the bun. Now you're eating cleanly. You don't have to need a napkin.
No, seriously though.
Yes.
I mean, the mustard doesn't matter. I mean, how does it not come off the?
It's a paste. It'll stay there. Trust me. You're only moving it. Bauer's. Yes.
Huh. Okay.
Mustard that your grandparents used to love too. It's been around a long time.
You didn't know my grandparents.
But I knew Bowers. That's one of our quote sponsors.
And this is going on the air too, what we just did? Just want to be clear.
Sorry, Bowers. Right. Okay, now, we have the Hot Dog-orama. I want to talk a little bit more about that because you're interested in the hot dog experience. See if this is good radio or not. I don't know if people like the show or not. We do get a kind of a good response, but this is the kind of stuff you're going to hear.
What we did was we kind of recooked a few that we liked, and this time ate them just the dog itself, so no bun, no mustard, nothing. And I got a better sense for the flavor of the hot dog, and I'm thinking, might have been good to do that from the start.
That's what I said originally in the last one. I said, isn't the bread getting in the way a little bit? I thought it was.
But I think that...
But it's part of the ambiance.
You have to kind of take the whole hot dog experience together, right? And then from there, I think that was a good way to start. Narrow it down. So then when we tasted the actual hot dogs themselves, you really got a better sense of the flavor.
Right.
And that's when a couple of my scores changed.
Oh, and that's the end of it. That was...
Wow.
Caught me by surprise.
I wanted to hear more.
I don't know why it ended so quickly. What happened there? But that was a little piece, what is that all about? We were just explaining eating a hot dog and the testing.
Right. So the premise, again, what makes our show different is we had this idea that there were so many hot dogs you can buy in your supermarket these days. And yes, granted, they're not good for you. They're not healthy, blah, 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 too much sodium. But everybody loves hot dogs. At least most people do. And we sat back and said, wouldn't it help our lives if when you go into your grocery store, you just knew the hot dog to buy instead of having to choose? And what better way to figure out that answer than to have a contest here in the studio?
Exactly.
And I think it worked beautifully, and I forget who the winner is now.
The winner came in second place with Sabret's. But first was the natural casing boar's head.
The boar's head.
With the natural casing still on it.
That's right. So, I remember after the show, I went right to my supermarket and I bought the boar's head because I don't have to think anymore.
And what'd you think?
It was good. It was great.
Then, up till that time, had you purchased at least a couple of times before the boar's heads?
No.
See that?
Never before.
I like that. See?
Yeah. So I think that was helpful. It was fun for us to do.
Yeah.
I think it does translate. I think it translates over the radio.
I hope it does. We did a cookie show. We did hot hamburgers. We may do some cereal, breakfast cereal soon. There's a lot of different things we could do. So we're going to have some fun with that. But here's a little David Cohen play-by-play during that show. Again, this is show 248 if you're looking for it on the hit parade. Well, it looks like David's going back for a second. This tells you a little something there. The first one, he actually ate the second piece of it. So David Cohen, while I taste it. Let me see.
And I'll do the play-by-play. Doug's tasting. He took a bite, and he's chewing. His mouth is very full. Giving the thumbs up that he does not need any Heimlich maneuvers yet. And now really the second one, the second part is gone into his mouth. He's shaking his head, and I think he likes it. Let's go down to Doug right now. Doug, what did you think of that?
For me, we have a winner. Here we go. I mean, who needs baseball? Who needs football?
I think that actually helped the listener kind of visualize what was happening.
That was good. I like that play-by-play. I don't know why you're not doing that for some other sport, but we should do that. We should send that in to the Nathan's people and see if they want us to do play-by-play for the 4th of July hot dog eating contest.
Interesting.
How about that? How about we try to promote ourselves? Listen to what I tried to do with Kevin Burns. We spoke about the Monster Channel, that Godzilla show. We were talking about how there should be a Monster Channel.
Just explain to people who Kevin Burns is.
Kevin Burns is the executive producer of Ancient Aliens, Curse of Oak Island, Lost in Space on Netflix. He's a big guy, and Unexplained with Shatner. So here's a little discussion with him. I took a clip from the one show and played it for him.
I mean, seriously, why don't I suggest something like that?
Sure.
He's open-minded. He's a friend of the show.
He liked the Munsters. He likes the Munsters.
Yeah, right, he does.
Of course, we're tongue-in-cheek a little bit here, but I just wanted to mention and show that we have you on our mind here and there, and boy, wouldn't it be fun? There's so many of these big monster movies that no one's investigating. Maybe there's another project for you down the line, like you have nothing else on your plate.
Well, people have tried channels like that, and Sci-Fi Channel, kind of started with a little bit of that mandate, but Universal, which owns Sci-Fi Channel, they have, there are different streaming channels and cable channels, and there was one called Scream, and AMC, their parent company, years ago did an HD channel called Monsters HD, which was very much along those lines, and we did a lot of interstitials for them, hosted by Elvira. And we did a series, in fact, I produced it with Dan Roebuck, called Monsterama. and we did these little 10, 15-minute kind of really cool profiles, and people have done that. I mean, they've tried that, but the problem is there's so many different places to get content. It's hard for those things to work the way you'd want them to. Exactly. I would want.
We got our answer. He liked the idea, but it's been done before, and for whatever reason, it's not going to happen.
He called us a couple of hacks, basically. Yeah, good idea.
But we did at least, we at least did try to follow up with that discussion previously.
I think they should remake the Munsters. That's what we should pitch to him next time.
They've done that a number of times, failed miserably, been flop after flop.
But he hasn't.
Yeah, that's true.
He has a hit with Lost in Space.
Well, you could be Grandpa. I'll be Grandpa. You could be Herman. I'm not presenting anything to anyone anymore without us being involved. Let's put it that way.
Good idea.
All right, we'll be back next week.
I could do a good Grandpa. You sure?
Yeah, go ahead. Take us out.
Superstation, TBS.
There you go. We'll be back right into this next week.
How about that?
It's not bad.
Everything Old is New Again is sponsored by the law office of Douglas Viviani. Douglas Viviani has been providing quality legal service for over 26 years. We're a general practice firm and can handle any legal matter you may have for a reasonable fee. If you're involved in a car accident, starting a business, planning your estate, or need a criminal attorney, please call 631-681-1910 or email us at vivianilaw@aol.com for a free consultation. Get the justice you deserve. Contact the law office of Douglas Viviani at vivianilaw@aol.com.
You've been listening to Everything Old is New Again, America's pop culture entertainment talk show. Find us on the web at everythingoldisnewagain.biz. That's .biz.
See you next week. Same bat time, same bat station.